Welcome to More Than Mindset, the only podcast that bridges the gap between spirituality and success. Go beyond the mind with clarity and confidence coach Kim Guillory and learn how to integrate your passion to serve with your skills and experience to create a business you love. Let's get started.
Hello and welcome back. Alrighty, guys, I am packing up or somewhat packing up. I'm heading out tomorrow for a retreat, an e-school retreat that I'm hosting at Serenbe in Atlanta. If you have not checked that place out, you totally should. It's one of my favorite places. I go a couple of times a year. They have the most amazing spa. And the place itself is, I swear I would probably live there. You've probably heard me talk about it before. It's just like all natural. And it's beautiful, so fun and easygoing, and the customer service is unbelievable. So we are heading there with the team tomorrow. We're taking the Sprinter and have a good time and to prepare for everyone to come and meet us. And we are going to hash out business ideas and client journeys and marketing and messaging and financial prosperity mindset, right? How to manage your mind, to step into abundance, to step away from scarcity and monetize your magic. Heck yeah. Going to bring in a little bit of human design just because I love it and it's so fun and it helps take individuals back to their true self and see the potential of what they are capable of that they may not recognize. And after that, going to be hanging out with the team and making plans for some new stuff coming. Super excited to share with you. If you are interested in growing your business, just know that we have the Business Liftoff Challenge coming up again at the end of the month. And we're going to talk about all the fun stuff that we are creating. So you'll have the opportunity to find out firsthand if you join that challenge. So on to today's episode. I went to the movies this weekend, my husband and I, and watched Top Gun, Maverick, which was so good. I was on the edge of my seat the whole entire time, which I don't love a lot of action stuff, just to be honest. I don't really need my nervous system to be activated. I like calm dramas, but this was totally worth it. And on the show today, I want to talk about my takeaways. I have been talking to my clients all week long about the 3 top takeaways from Top Gun. And it's not Talk to Me Goose, although that was a great part. The thing that stood out to me the most is how Tom Cruise is just so good at being Tom Cruise, right? So good at being himself, at what he does. Well, it's actually not being Tom Cruise, right? He's being the character. But what stood out to me, and I'm going to maybe say a bad word here, but how we become unfuckable when we are in our authority. Like when we fully embody the brilliance of our potential and we live it courageously and confidently, no one can touch us. The world needs that aspect of us, that fully evolved potential that you may not even have considered as possible yet. That is the number one thing that stood out to me is he is so good at what he does. It was so natural. And even in the position that he was in the show, when he says, I can't teach someone because it's what I am. It's not what I do. It's what I am. Guys, really, I want you to sit with this. If you were being the full embodied version of what you are, like where your brilliance is, where your skill set is magnified, and you are literally the only one in the universe who can pull off being you, that version of you, fully embodied, integrated on all levels, you're unflippin' touchable. That was badass. And I was sitting there and I looked at my husband and I was like, that's what I want. I want to be so good at being myself and reaching the optimized potential of what I could be. That's my goal. He just rolled his eyes at me, by the way. But it has inspired me so much. And that's all I've been talking about to my clients. I was like, everyone go out and watch it. And I want you to keep these 3 things in mind while you're watching it. Whether you have popcorn or not is totally up to you. Whether you share or not is totally up to you. So the very first thing is notice how he has completely embodied the confidence, the courage, the daredevil, the integrity, the mastery of what he brings to humanity as his individual uniqueness. That's the number one. Being the absolute best version of yourself that the world demands. No one can turn it away. It's impossible, because when soul and source are aligned and you've been called, you are the only one who can do it because you fully embodied it. You are untouchable. So I want to challenge you to think about this for yourself. And I connect it to human design, because when you have fully embodied that version of your potential, yo, seriously, it's everything. That's the second part, the human design aspect of it. Have you looked at your chart? Have you considered that you've only touched a part of the potential of what you are capable of? How you can manage your body, manage your mind, and control outcomes. How you can control results. Listen, I love being in control. If your hands are off the steering wheel, who's in control? Are you like, well, if I happen to hit a ditch, just what it is, just what it was? No, you hold the steering wheel. You hold the foot pedal. You go at the speed that you want and you lead, right? You drive, you direct. So what if you actually could do that with your body, with your mind? What if you could direct and dictate outcomes and results? What if you were so good at knowing what you were capable of and reaching beyond that and being in control and demanding the body to follow, demanding the brain to come on board and to use the mind in a way that serves you towards what you want to do that has not even been proven possible yet? That's number 2. Doing the impossible, creating from control, manipulating the disbelief in the mind, and using courage and clarity to be super direct about what you are creating, what that result is. Guys, it was so powerful. So that's the second takeaway, is aligning your mission, whether it seems impossible to the mind or not, and bringing your body and mind into submission as you just take the actions forward and create it. It's so good. Now, listen, you have to be willing to lose. You have to lose the identity that says you can't. You have to lose all of the fearful things that come up that your mind says. You have to lose all of that. You have to cut those anchors, and you have to 100% commit and go all in. Let it go. Keep taking the action forward. Okay. That's number 2. Number 3, I've been talking a lot about this on social media, so it was really funny to hear it several times. Don't think, just do. Quit thinking, quit processing emotion, quit spinning in indecisiveness and doubt. When in doubt, do. Take action, move forward. Don't think about it. Move forward in trust and let go of that part of the control. So you want to control and manipulate the mind to come on board and the body. And then you want to let go of how you get there. So calculated risk, control, mind management. Some of you are not going to like this, right? Because you're more like, well, if it's meant to be, it would happen, all that stuff. But I want to challenge you on that and offer you to imagine Play it out in your mind. Get yourself to the end game and see what it feels like in your body. And then raise the vibration, elevate the belief, be able to imagine it, to taste it, to feel it, to bring your mind into alignment, to get your brain on board, and then let go of the how. Take all of the steps forward in belief. Quit flipping thinking about it. Quit spinning in indecisiveness. Let go of the doubt. Do not entertain the doubtful thoughts. Don't hang around with people who entertain the doubtful thoughts. Don't hang around with people who keep reminding you of what is not possible. You can love them, but whenever they start to speak it, walk out of the room so that your mind is not contaminated, so that your belief is not contaminated. Prioritize your environment with people who believe what you want to believe and are doing things that you see are in alignment with what you want to create. All right. That's 3 takeaways from Top Gun. Talk to me, Goose. Talk to me. Y'all, it was so good. Okay. So I'm going to repeat them. Align with your potential. Use your human design. Really dig in and find out what potentials have not been optimized yet. And also notice the deficit potentials. Like there might be some fear gates. There may be some things that are mechanically in your design, but once you recognize them and you're aware of it, then you can make the decision to transmute it, because there's 2 sides to the story. There's a negative and a positive. There's the detriment, and then there's the potential. You just got to flip the script. I've talked about this on previous episodes. And to be so damn good at yourself, no one can touch you. They can challenge you, but they cannot touch you, and they cannot prevent you from doing what you were created to do. They can't stop you no matter what. The naysayers, the disbelievers, if you don't absorb what they are saying and thinking about you, if you don't take it, if you don't believe it, if you protect yourself, it goes back on them double power. So they get to live in their own disbelief because you're not taking it on. Number 2, believe that it's possible for you. Tap into your potential. Get out of the environment that says you can't do it. Taking steps forward. Does this take me closer to what I want? Or does this take me further away? Ask these questions. If it's in my design, if it's a potential for me, I don't have to force anything. I just have to be the best version of myself. I have to release the disbelief. I have to cut away those who are not in line with me. And I have to quit thinking. I have to quit spinning. I have to quit entertaining doubts. And I have to trust. Don't think, just do. I want you to try this out this week. I will be on retreat. We are going to be practicing this because we're going to map out the client journey. We're going to talk about marketing and messaging and money mindset. So everything that Top Gun is representing, we will be doing in real time about our businesses, focusing on how do we want to create an impact in the world? Can we make a big splash and a movement that creates an impact that's beyond us? That's the $1 million Grammy impact. If you are not part of that movement, you definitely should come on board. $1 million Grammy stands for breaking generational cycles of disbelief and mental constructs that are limiting us, so that we can optimize human potential for generations to come. So $1 million Grammy stands for representing the generations to come, proving to these kids and grandkids and further down the line what is possible, because we have done it and we give them the evidence. We support them. We live podcasts and messages like this so they can find them later. That's the $1 million Grammy movement, completely aligned with Top Gun and human design. This is kind of a mix of all that. I am glowing. I'm so excited. Things are going so well. I had a dream this week I woke up to, and for a moment, I kept hearing it. And I was like, that's so interesting. I need to write this down, but I didn't want to completely awaken and lose it. And so I just sat in it for a while and I let it consume me. And that message is, There is no limit to the blessings you receive. There is no limit to the blessings you receive. Sat in it. I indulged in it. I marinated. I sent it out to my team and to clients if it was a lie. I stayed in it all week long. And then I watched Top Gun and I experienced potential, human potential beyond what the mind can imagine, something that had never, ever been done before. Having a lot of negativity in the environment, people who were up against it didn't want it to happen. And it did anyway, because you're untouchable when you're in alignment with your potential. And those couple of days have been followed by so many magical moments and opportunities and possibilities from people who are coming in to align with this mission, to create impact with us. Like, I can't even imagine that this is what it was going to be like. And I had to completely surrender the how. I had to take control. I had to demand control and belief. I had to cut away the disbelief. I had to cut away conversations. I had to release myself from certain environments. And so much has come through since then. I'm willing to be surprised what else is possible that my mind has yet to imagine on a deeper level, completely, fully trusting, being all that I am as myself, on all levels of myself, whether someone likes it or doesn't like it, whether it's a lot of creativity and extremes and highs and lows and waves, all of it. You've heard me talk about all of it. And to fully embody and reach a potential that I didn't see was possible, and to connect with people who so amazing. I call it the big soul business, creating from a big perspective of our soul. A business that's never been done before, offering a solution to a problem that has not been solved before, and to be able to do it from unique perspectives, but we're all in alignment with the mission that we are going to leave this for generations to come, because we're in the middle of change right now and we're not going back. And we recognize that. And we know that there are millions of people out there who recognize it also. And we want to help you optimize that potential so that you can create impact, so that you can live your purpose and your passion, so that you can align with your design and you can create your future from a place of curiosity and trust. From curiosity and trust. I wonder what else is possible. It's never been done before. It hasn't been noted that it's been done before, but that does not mean that it can't be. What? Okay, guys, you got to go see it. Let me know. Come into the More Than Mindset group. Let me know. Make sure you check out the Business Liftoff. Come into the week-long challenge. And we are going to make you an amazing offer that you will not be able to refuse, so that you can join this mission, you can join this movement, you can create more impact, you can monetize your magic, and you can have a better experience in the material world, maybe one that you've never even thought was possible. And we're just going to be role models for it. We're going to show the world what is possible by being the example of it, by doing it ourselves. Have a great week.
Thanks for listening to this episode of More Than Mindset.